Welcome back to the TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. Joining me today is
Nova Divine.
Yeah, we're doing quite a few videos today, so let's get to that chow time.
I never question what I'm subconsciously attracted to. Some people would look at me in my life and say it's not normal, and other people might say it is. I don't know.
Did Leo finally reveal why he dumps all of his girlfriends as soon as they turn 25? Leonardo DiCaprio just broke up with model Camila Monroe 2 months after she celebrated her 25th birthday, and he's reportedly already moved on with a younger girl. Social media instantly got flooded with memes about Leo's love life, and at this point, the jokes write themselves, because Camila is just the latest in a very long list of Leo's girlfriends who got dumped when they hit 25.
You know, it's funny that only women care about this. Men give no fucks about this issue.
I think I do, though, because as I've gotten older, I like older men. So it's not like I turned 21 and was like, oh, I only like 21-year-olds, or now that I'm 28, like, I only date people. Well, no, he's even older than 25. So
He's
it's not
40.
like, yeah, I feel like as you age, you are naturally just attracted to people that are in your same age. So I think that's why it's weird that at 25, it's done. Because what's wrong with 26? Like, they look the same. You don't age like dramatically from one year to the next. So.
Oh, no, I meant like as women use this as a thing that men are pedos and men are predators because
that is kind of predatory. It is kind of predatory because it's like, okay, then what are you looking for in a partner? You clearly don't want this woman for life.
He's not looking for a life partner. See, that's the thing. Like, this is where like
then
the other
it's
thing
predatory because he just wants one thing. It's not.
No, because these women know
it's
exactly.
Not genuine.
Just because he only wants one thing doesn't mean it's not genuine. Like, these women know exactly what he wants. I don't think he's going to these women and, you know, serenade and say, I'm going to be with you forever. I highly doubt that. I'm sure he's like, we're going to have fun. You want to have fun? Great. You know, all right, let's see where it goes. And then it ends up being, 26. All right, bye.
Yeah, but every girl's probably like, I'm going to be the one to change
Exactly.
him. He's going to fall in love with me.
I think that's more of an issue than the age gaps relationships.
Yeah.
It's more these women are like, well, I'm
It's
not in his age range that he would date anymore. And that they feel a certain way about it.
Yeah.
Finally, after much speculation, someone from Leo's inner circle decided to address these rumors and explained why Leo's cutoff age is 25. However, fans aren't happy with Leo's explanation, and they're saying the real reason Leo never dates women over 25 is much more sinister than most people think.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So what did Leo say about only dating girls under 25? What's the real reason Leo grows older, but his lovers stay the same age? Over the years, Leonardo DiCaprio has proved himself to be one of the most versatile actors of his generation that can play any role, from a courageous hero
I love Titanic. I love that movie.
to a terrifying villain.
Hey! Lay your palms flat on that tabletop!
But besides his impressive portfolio, there's something else about Leo that's made him the most talked about actor in the world. And that's his love life. And no, we're not talking about the fact that Leo's never been married and doesn't have children. After all, he's certainly not the only Hollywood actor who's embraced the bachelor lifestyle. Instead, what made Leo a constant subject of tabloid headlines and online conspiracies is his long track record of only dating women under 25. Since his leading role in the 1997 blockbuster Titanic turned him into a household name,
Yeah, it makes me feel old. 1997.
Leo's been romantically linked to a host of young beauties, and he's dumped all of them before or as soon as they hit 25. Leo recently called it quits with his latest girlfriend, model Camila Monroe, after 4 years of dating, and this prompted Reddit user Trust Little Brother to update their graph charting the ages of Leo's girlfriends over the years. The graph, titled Leonardo DiCaprio Refuses to Date a Woman Over 25, first went viral back in 2019. And
Why can't it just be a standard for a men's standard?
No, that just makes me sad for her, though, because 4 years, especially her being so young and then turning 25 and be like, okay, bye. Like, she probably has never been in love before. And
Nope.
that was probably her first love. And then he's just like, 25?
I disagree because
Bye.
these women know exactly the man they're going after. Maybe Giselle. Maybe Giselle. Maybe Barr. Right? Maybe these two.
Mm-mm.
You know what?
At 21.
They might not know. They might not know. But
At
after
21,
that,
you
these
don't.
women know exactly what type of man he is and know exactly that he's not the commitment type. He's not the marriage type. So why would you go after that man? Because he has status and wealth that they want to obtain. So they're willing to sacrifice their youth for it. And this is what men complain about. Women chasing the Leonardo DiCaprios when they're young. And then once they get to a certain age, 25 plus, 30 or so, now they're like, where are all the good men at? And Leo is just like, well, thanks for all the good times at your prime.
Yeah.
Right. And now men are just like it's hard to.
But at 40 and you're going to date somebody that's 21, that's like strange to me. I don't know. Like 40 and you're going after a 21-year-old. That's 20.
That's 19 years. It's actually not that bad. When you actually think, like, if you think about it, when she hits 30, he's 50. It's not that bad. Again, yes, these women are young. Not saying they're not.
Because when
but
I
they
was
still
21,
choose.
I didn't know. I genuinely was so naive.
Yeah.
I was so naive at 21.
Exactly.
I would have met him and he
then,
would have taken me out and I would have been like, oh my gosh, like, I love it.
And that's what men are saying. Like, men are like, you are so starstruck. You are so like, for one, he's one of the top looking men. He has top wealth.
I mean, he
top
used to be.
status.
He's not that cute anymore.
Probably not anymore, but I'm still saying, like, even now, well, he's not cute anymore. He's still able to get another 20-something-year-old easy.
Yeah, but
right?
it depends on what she values.
Exactly. Depend on what these women value. They don't seem to value a stable relationship, someone that's going to provide kids and a good father. They don't, like marriage. That's not what they're valuing, is it? No, because they know that's not the man that's going to give that to them. But now they've hit these ages, he drops them off, and then now they're like, well, now I'm ready for marriage. Now I'm ready for these things.
But 25 is still pretty young.
I'm just saying,
like you still have time.
These particular women, yes. But we're talking about, later in where a lot of women, in their early 20s chase the Leonardo DiCaprios till they hit their 30s, 35. Now they're like, damn, where are all the good men at? Every man I've been with has been shit. And like, they don't commit, they treat me this way. They treat me like an object. They treat me like this. And I wonder why. Because you're chasing after the men that do that for you. Like you could have, these women are gorgeous models, actresses. They could have anybody, but they chose who? Literally the top cream of the crop actor. Like, and you admit that he's up there.
Well, yeah, he's rich.
Exactly. And he's not
Jack.
just rich. He's
Jack.
He's top actor. Like when you think about movie wise, who does not know who Leonardo DiCaprio is?
Yeah.
They could have went with a more small name actor or some other person.
Well, Blake Lively ended up marrying Ryan Reynolds. He's equally as attractive, if not more attractive. But
Exactly.
he valued her. They
Yeah.
had kids together. And all that.
Exactly. But in her early years, she only dated him for a year. So she was
Good for her.
She was smart
Good for
enough
her.
to get out of it.
She
right?
moved on.
And
She
this is what I'm
realized-
trying to say. These women, they really thought they can change him. They really thought they can make him commit. They really thought
Well,
that.
4 years, I think that is commitment. That's a long time for a relationship.
No, they thought they could change him as in you commit in marriage. Right? No, you always want to twist my words. I'm like, no, commitment is 4 years. Is that's all commitment is nowadays?
I mean,
is that all commitment? 'Cause if that's the case, I could commit a lot of women. 4 years is all. Once it's 4 years,
4
I'm
years
done.
is a long time. Just like in Hollywood, if we're talking about Hollywood,
Oh yeah, of
some
course.
marriages don't even last 4 years.
But
so that's
look
a long time.
But look at some of the other actors, Denzel, and all these other actors that don't have like the top of the line wife, or the wife isn't like beyond gorgeous like these women are, and they've been together for how long? All their life. But these women, again, they think their beauty can subdue the Leo.
Well, it can subdue a lot of men. I will say
Exactly.
that.
They can subdue a lot of men, but they think they can subdue Leo. And Leo's just like, you want to try? I'm all open for it. Like, I'll have fun. And then when he throws him to the side, and then they're like, oh, he's just a dog, and
Yeah,
he's just
ew.
this and that, and it's just like, you kind of knew, you know?
And it shows that from 1999 to 2022, Leo never dated anyone older than 25. When Leo was 25, he started dating Brazilian supermodel Gisele Bündchen, who was just 18 at the time. Gisele and Leo broke up in 2005 after she turned 23, and that same year, Leo started dating 20-year-old Israeli model Bar Raffaeli. Leo and Bar dated on and off until calling it quits in 2011. Coincidentally, the year when Bar celebrated her 25th birthday. Later that year, Leo started seeing 23-year-old Blake Lively, but the romance was short-lived, and they parted ways after a year together.
See, I agree. Blake was smart. She thought she could do it, tried it out. Fuck no, I don't want to deal with you. I'm going to go look for someone that's going to appreciate me.
Mm-hmm.
This is the problem. Women give it too many years. A year? All right. Most men are like, all right, you know, like, we're not going to be too... You gave the man 2-3 years? It's just like, really?
The most recent girlfriend gave him 4 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's at this age. You saw his track record, and you gave him 4 years. After a year or two, you should have realized he's probably not going to marry you. He's probably not going to get you kids. And he's probably not going to do these things.
Yeah.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
But Leo's next relationship didn't even last a year. For 10 months in 2012, he dated Victoria's Secret angel, Erin Heatherton, who was 22 at the time. And then he moved on with an even younger model.
Is it me? It's just, I don't even think these women are all that attractive.
Yeah. I mean, Blake Lively is beautiful to me.
Okay.
And so is Gisele.
I guess maybe I'm not so attracted to these features, but...
20-year-old Tony Garner. Leo and Tony dated for about a year
Look
and
at
a
him.
half.
Looks
and
like a
broke up
bum.
Before Tony turned 22. A few months later, Leo started dating actress and model Kelly Rohrbach. But Kelly was already 25 when she met Leo, so Leo quickly pulled the plug on the romance. However, he wasted no time moving on, and in early 2016, he started dating 24-year-old Danish model Nina Agdal. And you already know what happened next. Nina turned 25 in March 2017, and less than 2 months later, news broke that she and Leo had split. 2017 was also when Leo met Argentinian American.
You know, maybe it's these women. Have we ever thought about that? Well, they're like 25 and they realize they might lose their value more if they stay with him. So they decide, you know what? I'd rather go find a good man that's going to take care of me while I still have market value before it gets too late. Have we ever thought about that?
I mean, I don't think they're thinking that. They're models. They probably have men throwing themselves at them or sliding in their DMs or people just fawning over them. Like, it might not be your particular type, but...
No, I mean, I understand that they're...
Yeah.
But most women would have massive DMs.
And if he's like, when you're young, you are dying for like that connection. And if he's not giving that to them...
And that's what I mean. They get to that 25 and they're like, I'm mid 25 now. He's not giving it to me. I'd rather just let this go and go find someone that will. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So we,
then, yeah.
that's what I mean. Like, we seem to always put it on the man or Leo, but it might be like maybe half of these women were like, I'm 25 now. He's not committing. I'd rather go find somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which is possible. Not saying it is, but we never talk about that end though.
Yeah.
American model and actress Camila Monroe. Leo was 43 when he started dating 20-year-old Camila, but that's not even the ickiest part about this relationship. Camila's former stepdad, legendary actor, and Leo's longtime friend Al Pacino.
He just had a kid at 80
Leo to
something.
Camila back in 2008 when
With a
Leo was
20-something-year-old.
34 and Camila was just 12. And now that Leo's called it quits with Camila 2 months after she turned 25, he's reportedly already moved on with the 22-year-old Russian model, Maria Beregova. As you can imagine, fans have a lot to say about Leo's dating pattern. But what does Leo have to say about it? He's now approaching 50, so why does he still refuse to date women over 25? Well, there are a lot of theories floating around social media about this. Some fans are convinced that Leo's just another Hollywood creep, while others are saying he's a closeted gay man who uses attractive young women as a smokescreen. And then there's also those who are speculating that Leo himself.
That's a big stretch.
I wouldn't have thought that, but maybe.
Oh yeah, now you think about it. Get out of here.
himself as a victim and that something happened to him as a child that left him emotionally stunted. So what does Leo have to say about all these theories? Does he actually have a good explanation as to why he always breaks up with girlfriends as soon as they hit 25? First, let's take a closer look at what fans are saying. A lot of social media users have expressed concern about the fact that Leo met Camila when she was just 12 years old.
That's
and
gross.
they're saying this proves that Leo deliberately preys on girls he can easily manipulate.
That's
One
disgusting.
Twitter user wrote, "The internet should stop making this Leo situation like it's some funny little joke that he keeps dating younger girls. Call him for what he is, a disgusting creep." And another fan added, "Very alarming, but all I see people are making jokes about it, but it should be a wake-up call." And then there are also a lot of fans who are speculating that Leo's never actually been into women and that he hires models and makes them sign NDAs
Shame,
to maintain his
insult,
leading man image.
guilt.
This type of speculation isn't exactly new, and for years now, rumors have been circulating that Leo's in a committed relationship with actor and musician Lucas Haas. Leo is gay. It's an open secret in the industry, one fan said. He outed himself 2 years before Titanic's release, during a movie's press junket. His talent agency freaked out, and that's when he started to hire models as beards. He'll never come out and doesn't want a lavender marriage. And another person wrote, "I actually read that the reason why he can't come out is because openly gay actors get cast only in gay roles, and that would hurt his reputation as a heartthrob and would limit his character range." But there's also one very disturbing theory about Leo's dating habits. See, over the past few years, there's been a lot of public interest in exposing the dark side of Hollywood.
I
Particularly,
think this is big reason why they're after Leo too, is because there is a lot of creeps and predators in Hollywood.
Okay. I will say it's creepy that he met that girl at 12 years old and then dated her at 20. I think, I don't know. I mean, but then I'm a woman, so like I wouldn't see a 12-year-old and be like, yeah, I'm going to wait till they're
well,
however age.
I think this is what
That's
women are
so-
automatically assuming, that you just like saw her at 12 and there's like, oh, I'm gonna wait until she's 20 to date her.
That's
It's-
just so strange.
There's the other side of it too. She met her at 12. She had a huge crush on him because he was a major superstar. And then when she finally got old enough and she had the chance to date him, she jumped on it. That's the other side too. The media and how mainstream always puts it is always him being the predator. How do you know she wasn't a predator when she was a kid? She was like, I want this man. I want him so bad
You
right
don't
now.
think about that at 12, though. You have a crush on them, but it's never
Exactly.
beyond that, though.
No.
I mean, maybe kids now, but when I was 12, I wasn't like, oh, yeah.
Really?
So
when you were
hot.
12, you didn't want to marry Leo.
No, I wanted to marry Justin Bieber.
Exactly.
But he was also 12, so
He's your age?
yeah, he's 28.
Oh.
Justin Bieber is 28.
I guess for you it's a little bit different, but I don't think most women are like that. Once they see someone that they are attracted to who has high status, doesn't matter what age they are. They're like, I want to marry him. That's the kind of man I want to marry. And then how many people have that chance to be with that kind of man? She happened to be able to do it because she was in the vicinity, where most women, I'm sure there was plenty of 12-year-olds at the time that were like, I want to marry Leo so bad, but just never had that chance.
You know,
And I think this is probably the
Yeah.
other side of it. Like, there's so many women that want him that they see, like, again, him pushing these numbers, and then they're pushing those numbers. They will never be able to be in his sphere of girls that he would choose. So they're, of course, they're gonna kind of lash out at him. Those like, oh yeah, of course he's a predator. He would never pick. He would never date someone like me at my age, kind of thing. So okay.
particularly the child star industry. And a number of former child stars, such as Corey Feldman and Jeanette McCurdy, have started speaking out against Hollywood creeps. As for Leo, he started acting when he was just 5 years old, and since he grew up poor and lived in a rough neighborhood, he was motivated to succeed by any means necessary. However, many fans have speculated that Leo's situation also made him vulnerable to the industry creeps. There's one name
I
in
can agree with
particular
this.
that gets brought up in connection to Leo's career beginnings, and that's Brian Peck. Peck used to work as a producer on Nickelodeon alongside his close buddy Dan Schneider.
Guys, looks like
And
a
in
creep.
2004,
He's a creep.
Peck served a prison sentence after being convicted of a lewd act against a child.
Mm.
Ugh.
The
For
court
sure,
documents obtained by Daily Mail Online show that the offenses happened at Peck's home where he was coaching his victim, a young
That's so
actor
sad.
whose parents reported Peck to the police. Peck was originally charged with 11 charges, but he spent just 16 months in prison. As for Peck's victim, he's only named as John Doe in the court documents to protect his identity. However, there have been some speculation online that John Doe could be Leo, since Leo worked with Peck on the 80s sitcom Growing
What?
Pains. Take a look at this weird interaction between young Leo and Peck on set.
Brian is the famous artist, and we always make fun of each other and portray each other in silly, satirical ways.
And now this is creeping me out. This is actually creeping me out.
Leo's job on this set, for some reason, is to make fun of me all day long.
And this is why some fans are now speculating that something traumatic happened to Leo when he was a young actor and left him with serious emotional issues. One Twitter user said, "I think Leo can be a creep, and we can also acknowledge how the trauma of being a child actor stunts your emotional maturity and ability to date. Both things might be true." And another fan shared the footage of Leo and Brian Peck and wrote, "Here's Leonardo DiCaprio as a kid on the set of an 80s sitcom. The grown man touching him later served a 16-month sentence for molestation. So maybe Leo went through that effed his head about intimacy and whatnot." But what does Leo have to say about all these theories about his love life? Amid the Twitter storm triggered by Leo's breakup with Camila Monroe, one insider from Leo's inner circle decided to break silence on all these speculations and talk to the Post about the alleged reason Leo only.
This is what I'm scared of, like becoming famous and then all my people that are like close to me, like spilling beans about me that like I don't want them to be spilling just because they want clout. Like there's some
You
things
have
there's-
like a strange and mysterious past.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You were a
it's just
horrible
like there's some
person.
things I don't want to be shared out there, you know?
only dates women under 25.
Yeah, I feel that.
The source claimed that Leo simply doesn't want to settle down while all the girls over 25 want to get married and have kids. By the time girls reach 25, they're looking for more. They're looking to get married and settle down. That is not what Leo wants, the insider said. He does not want a family and does not want to be around women who may press him for that. The source continued, "The minute a girl meets him, the clock is ticking. If she gets too old, in a couple of years, she is gone. If she gets too close, in a couple of years, she is gone. He's gotten older, but his taste has not gotten any older."
I actually believe that.
Yeah.
Believe that. Yeah. Because like I said, this guy's not he's Playboy for life. Right? And these
Yeah, I believe
women
that.
and these women are coming in, they're like, "Nope, now you want commitment or relationship? I'm out." Like, no dice. You know, but I'm pretty sure he's pretty upfront about these things off the bat. This is where I say these women really think they can change him and they stay with him for 4 or 5 years and then realize, yeah, it's not happening.
However, fans aren't buying this, and they're all saying this is the worst excuse Leo's team could have thought of. Because first of all, most people these days consider 25 to be too young for marriage and kids. So it's very hard to believe that all these
Okay, that's bullshit because
Yeah, it is.
yeah, that's complete bullshit because that's exactly when women start worrying about it and start thinking about it. So bullshit on her.
girls Leo dated were pressing him to settle down. And also, if that's really Leo's issue, then why doesn't he just date women over 25 who also don't want marriage and children? Who
'Cause
is
they don't
trying
look
to get
good.
married at 25? One fan said. They know that's not the reason. One Twitter user wrote, "That is such a sexist claim. By 25, all women just want marriage and babies? Really? There are women in their 30s and 40s that reject marriage. Sounds fake, but okay."
Okay.
Feminist for sure.
Okay, but I do agree with that as well. Especially in this modern age, there are so many women that don't want that, that
Nope.
don't want marriage.
There's difference. It's mostly women that want to be high-end careers. It's not regular. It's not models. Models, I can believe this with models because they already have their high-end career. They're already doing these things. Most of the women that hit their 30s or 40s, they're going for lawyers. They're going for high-end careers. So yes, they want to push their career first, and then they get to that stage, and then they want marriage, right? These women are not part of that demographic, in my opinion. They're models and they're high end. They come from rich families already. So when you actually look at the wealth of a family and the wealth of the woman that comes from, the earlier they want to get married, the earlier they want to start producing kids. Like from what I can tell. Why? Because my family's like that. Like they wanted the kids as soon as they hit 25 because there's a certain amount of time that's involved. Like it's very, at least in my Asian culture and my Cambodian culture, like my family, we know there's a time clock. We know it very well. Everybody knows it very well. We literally make fun of our cousins, not fun, but you know, like kind of poke at them like, yo, you should be getting married soon, you know, because once you hit a certain age, they know your market value drops and the good men might not want you.
Yeah.
But so,
And another person added, he's gotten older, but his taste has not gotten any older, is such a wild excuse to justify a 47-year-old man only wanting to date young girls. But that's not all the tea we're serving today, so make sure you check.
yeah, no, again, there's plenty of 60, 80-year-olds dating 20-year-olds, right? Nobody seems to bat an eye too much about it, like to now. But when it comes to Leo, and he's honest about it, I don't want to get married. I don't want to do these things, but doesn't mean I don't want the cream of the crop women every time. Like, it's hard to say because most men can't do what he does, right? There's very few men that are in the status level to where he can pump out, you know, pump and dump like 20-year-old models.
Yeah.
Even at 50 years old, right? Even like Jeff Bezos, you know, look at him.
Yeah.
That like his wife or his new wife isn't clamoring for him or anything like. No, it's for the money. You could easily tell. But I think most women are actually clamoring to want to be with him and like have that wife title from him. So
I just think 25 is a bizarre age because at the end of the day, like I'm 28, but I'm also not like in an urgency. Like I'm dating, but I'm not like, oh my God, I need to get married right now and I need to have kids.
no, but you're gonna start talking about it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what that's exactly what he said, right?
My mom had me at 31.
Yeah,
my
they start
aunt...
mentioning it. My mom had me at 18. My mom was only 18 years older than me.
Dang, that's
Yeah.
young.
Yeah, so
That's
she had
really
me at
young.
18. My mom was 54 when she passed last year. I'm 37 or 36. So she's literally 18 years older than me.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think in America, it's starting to make it like a deal. In other countries, it's not a deal. It really isn't. People marry young. People marry young a lot. In America, it's a different case. You know, average dating or marriage age is what, 30, 31, 32? It's because women are focusing on careers, focusing on a lot of things. Like my friend that's a PhD, his significant other, they're not married, is also a PhD.
Yeah.
Like they both got their PhD only recently at 36, 35. So yeah, it requires a lot of time to get there. And women are like, oh, I got it. And then now time to settle down. But most men, well, they've been together for 9 years though. So they've been together the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah, they've been together for the whole time.
Yeah, I would have been asking for a ring if I was with him for 9 years.
Well, he doesn't
Been
want to
lo-
give her a ring because she doesn't want to work. She wants to be a stay-at-home housewife with a PhD. And he's just like, you make 150 grand. Why would I not have you work? Yes, I can afford. He makes 350 grand. It's like, yes, I can afford everything, but you're going to stay home and you don't know how to cook that well. You don't clean. You don't even want to clean even now. So, and she doesn't want to clean. She says she doesn't want to do those things. And she's like, I want to hire a maid. And he's just like, well, if you want to hire a maid, then work and pay for the maid because it makes sense because our income together is worth so much more. Like, yes, most men don't care about it, like the woman's income, but we also don't want a woman that just lays around at home, especially when you went to school from 18 to 36 to get a PhD. And this happens. Like a lot of PhD women think they can just find a man and just stay at home now. And it's just like, why even go through the PhD stuff?
Because they like school.
Nah, I don't really think they do. Well, maybe,
I like
maybe,
school.
maybe.
I mean, I didn't go to get a PhD because I majored in communications. So what am I going to get a PhD for?
You can get a PhD in another thing.
But I don't know. I feel like.
Well, you're smarter, in my opinion. Like,
But I also do want to get married as well.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm not. I don't know. I want that, but I'm also not like So I'm not in like a major urgency.
Yeah, you're not in urgency. But I
Yeah.
remember he said once they start mentioning it, and yes, I believe 25, 26 is
Yeah.
when women start mentioning, like, hey, you know what? I'm getting
Yeah.
a little older.
Yeah.
You know? And he's just like, yeah, you are. Like, and bye. So,
Yeah.
any final thoughts?
I guess Leonardo DiCaprio isn't so much of the creep that we thought he was.
Well,
I mean, at least
you
I
did.
thought.
I guess I convinced somewhat that it might not be the case.
That was
right?
really sad.
Yeah, like, because again, the women, it might be the women's choice too, because yeah, they're at that age, like, they mention it, and he's like, nope, that's not me, I'm never gonna do that. And they're like, well, I do kind of want that. If you're never gonna give me that, I might have to go find someone else.
Yeah, and after a certain amount of time, like, his dating habits have never changed.
Correct.
So you can kind of put the blame on.
Yeah,
the
like
girl.
again, like the first two.
Even 3, because it's like the relationships, they just didn't last.
Yeah, the first 2, 3, but after that, and you stayed in for 4 years,
Yeah.
you screwed yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
All right. Okay. I don't know. I forgot what to say after this.